Hi everyone, welcome back. It's Nat Walsh. Today we have a card. Well, that's all I really do. I got these for my birthday from a friend of mine. These were made from Alina Crafts. Now, I never really had any of her products before. She has a YouTube, Facebook and Instagram, and I will link her Instagram in particular down below, so you can go over there, have a look at all her designs, all her lovely stuff. So it says Alina Craft original design, create a lovely life. So the papers that I showed you before, we're not actually going to use those, but I just wanted to show you because they're really, really pretty. I wanted to show you her name and that she has a YouTube group and she makes all her own stuff. So I've never used this stamp. It is huge. So what I've done is I've put a little bit of removable adhesive on the back of my card panel and placed it where I wanted it to do, so it will stay put, because this is way bigger than a card front. Just going to trim that down to be a little bit smaller, because at this point I didn't know quite what I was going to do. I had in my mind to do a spotlight technique with a little bit of a frame, but you'll see that decided totally against it. So we've trimmed all him down. I am going to put this, as I said, it's got removable adhesive on the back, so in ease to move it around, we're actually going to stick it onto that black panel. I hope you can't hear the kids next door. They're having a lot of fun on a very, very hot day. I'm using Prismacolor pencils. All the colors and everything are going to be linked down below. Sorry about the light. I think that was late in the day and the light was coming in quite strong, but here I'm just sort of having a look and testing. You know me, if you're new to this channel, you know I have problems with my words and my brain just goes, and my words stumble out quite randomly sometimes. This one is going to be sort of pinks. I do use a white just to try and blend it through, but with the other pencils, other flowers, I'm not going to do the white at all. So this is just sort of an array of pinks to purples. And what I'm actually going to do a little bit later on is bring some black in, just to be able to bring out that highlight a little bit more, because I found this pink one just to be a bit too flat. So don't be scared of using a little bit of a contrast, a really dark color. As long as you don't go too nuts with it and just use it on your shadow bits, it's going to work out quite well. And obviously don't go for a green dark green color on a blue card base or something, you know. Think about your color wheel and think about how dark things you want them to get. So these are our next colors, so they're all blues. Over on my blog there will be all the colors, as I said. I'm trying to keep this sort of and show you a couple of petals, and I have now obviously zoomed in, and forgive me that I didn't do that before, but I think I was trying to get this done before I went away and never really got onto. Sorry, the kids next door are distracting me. It's great. They're having a load of fun, but it's distracting. It's great to hear the kids having fun, but it's distracting. I'm trying to get this done before one of my boys and his friend come home. So I'm trying to give this flower a little bit of a look that it's turned over. So I've got a little bit darker in the center of the flower and also then at the tip of the flower. So that sort of gives it the illusion that it's folded over a bit. So all our blues, and just working through. The thing with pencils is you need to make sure you have a light hand. Don't press too hard because it's harder to take it away than it is to put more down. So work slowly with a sharp pencil. And this is sped up to be like, I don't know, 4 times, and my pencil just broke. I do actually stick this pencil in the microwave and just zap it for a couple of minutes. Not a couple of minutes, a couple of seconds. I do actually probably zap it a bit too long, but you know, it doesn't matter. It's my pencil. I know what it is. But that helps if you put it in the microwave and zap it for a couple of seconds, it helps the wax in the center to stick back together, to melt and to hold together. Because clearly someone at some point or other, whether it's kids or whether it's in transport, has dropped my pencil. And I was the unlucky person to actually collect them. So I think I was off sharpening my pencil then. This is where I'm bringing in my black just a little bit, just to help define it. And I'm not pressing that hard. I just want to give it a little bit of contrast, the strong contrast, because the pink one, as I said, was a little bit too flat. Very shortly I will cut over and we will do the next flower. So this one, I said I struggled with my colours for some reason with this one. So we've got purple, we've got the blue, and then we've got a blue-green on that flower to the side. Here we go. So again, about 4 colours. Working with our darkest colour in the centre of the flower, and also giving it a couple of this particular flower has a few lines that they've already drawn in, so we're going to put some colour down just to give it a little bit of definition. That's just a little bit of interest, you know what I mean? But anyway, so again, using our light hand. This particular petal, it's right underneath some of the other flowers, so it's going to have a little bit of more shadow, compared to the ones that we've already done. And of course, where anything overlaps, that's going to be darker, because it's going to have a shadow that's going to fall from the other flower. Just going through with a lighter colour, and I tend to be I'm an ex-hairdresser, so I tend to sometimes hold all my markers in one hand and just rotate my way through them. So there we go, there's our flower all done. So I've got this Tailored Expressions Simple Strips, and this one's the one that's got a little bit of this, a little bit of that. Congratulations. We're going to use this You Are Simply Fabulous, but there's lots of ones here, From My House to Yours. It's a great set, and it's with one lot of wet embossing, and then you can run it through with the matching die cut, and that's it. You've got a whole heap of sentiments that you can just stash away. I'm just going back in because I realized I left my little center of that flower not done. Bit of foam strips underneath our sentiment, and that's pretty much going to be our card. So it's a spotlight of the 3 flowers. We're keeping it as 3, so it's visually appealing, because if I had 2 flowers or something, it's just going to look a little bit NQR, a little bit odd. We're going to go in with a little bit of stickles in a minute, and that's pretty much going to be our card. So we've got a T ruler here that's helping me place down my sentiment straight. I think a friend of mine got that online. I'm not really too sure where she got it from, so I can't tell you that one too much, but because I know here in Australia we have a hard time finding those unless they're massive big whoppers. A bit of foam tape, and that's going to be our card. So if you're not yet subscribed, please subscribe to my channel. It really helps me if you subscribe and then like this video. It sort of lets YouTube know that I'm not too bad, and then that way it will recommend me to other people and hopefully grow my channel slowly. Set a little bit of Stardust stickles, my go-to stickles, and that's going to be it. All the information will be linked down below of the pencils that I've used. This particular card is pretty straightforward with the mats. There's only really going to be my 14.4 by 10 and the 14.1. That's it. Take care. See ya.